Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Shpal here. So in this video, we will learn how to perform and interpret a two-way ANOVA in R, followed by a Tukey-adjusted post-hoc computer. A two-way ANOVA is used when we have one continuous dependent variable and two categorical independent variables, also called factors. For example, we may examine whether student scores differ according to teaching method and gender. Two-way ANOVA provides three important results: the main effect of the first factor, the second effect of the second factor, and the interaction effect between the two. A main effect tells us whether the mean outcome differs across the levels of one factor of accounting for the second factor. An interaction effect tells us whether the effect of one factor changes depending on the level of the other factor. In other words, it examines whether the two independent variables work together in influencing the dependent variable. So the main assumptions with two-way ANOVA we will also learn in our presentation. And so in this video, I will demonstrate how to import and examine the dataset, convert the independent variables into factors, calculate descriptive statistics, check normality, outliers, and homogeneity of variance, conduct a two-way ANOVA, interpret both main effects and the interaction effect, perform Tukey-adjusted pairwise and simple effects comparison, create an interaction plot, calculate the effect sizes, and save and report the complete findings. So before performing the analysis, we need to consult our PowerPoint presentation. So we are going to do two-way ANOVA in R. So we are examining two factors and their interaction on one outcome. And we have outcome as test score. And we have two independent categorical variables. So in this way you can see here, two-way ANOVA studies two factors at the same time. So it means we will answer this research question: does test performance depend on teaching method, study mode, or their combination? So it means factor 1 is teaching method, factor 2 study mode, and we are measuring test score. So the model tests two main effects and one interaction. So in this way, we further divided the research question into multiple research questions, like we will ask these three research questions. Does teaching method affect mean score? I mean test score. Does study mode affect mean test score? Does the effect of teaching method depend on study mode or not? So we will test these research hypotheses. Main effect A, means are equal across methods. Main effect B, means are equal across modes. And interaction, no combined effect of A multiply B in product B. So we have data set of 40 students, and in this way we will see these assumptions before performing the two-way ANOVA in R. Assumption 1, independent observations, continuous outcome, approximately normal residuals, no serious outliers, and homogeneity of residual variances. So in this way we will see the following threshold values and main effect or interaction effect in case p value should be lower than 0.0. And the effect size shows that 0.01 is small effect size, 0.06 is moderate, and 0.14 or larger is large effect size. And the mean test value, p value, should be greater than 0.05 to check the is 20%. And interaction p value should be lower than 0.05 to see if the interaction has significant impact on test score. So now we will come back to our data set, I mean R window, to perform the two-way ANOVA in R. So now I gave data set to ChatGPT and asked for prompt and coding. So you can see here I have data set of 40 students, and we are comparing methods. So there are two methods, A and B, and there are three different study modes: online and face. So on the other hand, you can see there are tests. So we will do the two-way ANOVA in R. So first, ChatGPT gave us a complete coding in one format, but we don't need to do this. So I asked for separate coding. So in this way, we get the separate coding for each step. So first of all, we will import the data in R. So we'll copy the prompt and paste here and then press enter. So you will see the dialog box open. So we will select the data which is in the same directory we are working. Then we will click on open. So our data has been opened in R. You can see. Okay, so the next step, we will convert the variables into factors because we have two categorical variables. These are considered and called factors. So we will create and convert variables into factors. So we will paste this command here and then press enter. So R has successfully created these variables and converted these variables into factors. So next, we will check the descriptive statistics of our dataset. Copy and paste here and then press enter. So you will see the mean score and standard deviation for method A in case of study mode face to face, and method B in case of study mode face to face, and method A in case of study mode online, and method B the study mode online. So you can see the mean score. So you can see here the mean score is 80.1 in case of method A and study mode face to face. So this mean score decreased in method B by using the same study mode face to face. However, if we compare and see the online study mode in method A, where we find the mean score is 72.1, however, it is decreased in method B with the online study mode, it is 65.1. So there is a significant difference between the mean score of method A and B. So now we will apply the two-way ANOVA and copy the prompt and then paste in R, then press enter. So you will get the results here. Like method, there is a F statistics 301.6 and the p-value is less than 0.05. It means factor A, which is a method, significantly influence the test. On the other hand, study mode, so there is also a statistic 55.4 and the p-value is less than 0.05. So in this case, study mode also affect test score significantly. So if you see the interaction method mode with method, so the F statistic is 30.51 and the p-value is still significant because the p-value is less than 0.05. So in this way we can see the significant difference from method with method mode study modes. Okay, so now we check the normality test of results. So we copy the prompt, paste here and then press enter. So there is square will normality test. The value of will is 0.93468 and the p-value is 0.02. It means the p-value is less than 0.05. So our data is not complete. Okay, so we will now check the equality of variances. So we will copy this prompt and then paste here and then press enter. So in this way, finger clean test of homogeneity of variances, where we find the chi-square value 4.2659 and degree of freedom 3 and the p-value equal to 1. So if you see the criteria of the mean, so there is p-value should be greater than 0.05, where is equality plausible. So in our case, the p-value is greater than 0.05. Okay. So now we compare the results by using the Tukey post-hoc test for methods. Copy this command, then paste here, then press enter. So in this case, we can see that Tukey multiple comparison means 95% family-wise confidence interval. So method, so there is, you can see here, there is a significant difference between method A to B because the degree of freedom is minus 11.72 in lower bound and minus 9.47 in upper bound. So there is a significant difference between method A and B because 0 doesn't come between lower and upper boundary for confidence interval. As well, the adjusted p-value, because this is Bonferroni adjusted p-value, which is 0. So it will be lower than 0.05. So there is a significant difference between method B and B. So if now we'll apply the post-hoc test for study mode. Okay, so you can also see here from online study method to face to face, the difference of mean is minus 4.5 and lower boundary confidence interval is minus 5.7 and in upper minus 3.27. So it means 0 also doesn't come between lower and upper boundary of confidence interval, and the adjusted Bonferroni p-value is less than 0.05. So there is also a significant difference between online study mode and face-to-face study. So next, we will apply the post-hoc test for method multiply mode interaction with the interactional impact. So we'll copy the command and paste here and then press enter. So you can see here in method B, face-to-face study mode, and there is a difference minus 14 and lower boundary and upper boundary 0 doesn't come, so it means there is a significant impact of method B on test score as compared to with face-to-face study mode. As well, the Bonferroni p-adjusted value is less than 0.05. It means there is a significant change, and you can see in method A, and we are comparing online study method with face-to-face. So there is also difference minus 8 and the 0 doesn't come between lower and upper, and the p-value is less than 0.05. There is also significant change. So on the other hand, we see that in method B, online to face-to-face, and you can see the impact is also significant. In case of method A, online to face-to-face study method, it is also p-value significant. However, in method B, if we see the online study method in face-to-face, we find that the impact p-value is greater than 0.05 and 0 comes between lower and upper boundary, so there is not a significant change and there is not significant impact on test score. However, there is a significant impact on test score in method B, online to online study mode. Okay, so now we will create the interaction impact in R. We will copy the from, then paste here, and then press enter. So we will see the plot here. Like you can see, there is a method on horizontal and the mean score and x-axis. So in this case, we can interpret that in case of face-to-face study mode, there is a high opportunity and high test score in method A as compared to method B. As well, you can also see that there is a high online study method in case of, and we find that there is a high mean score in case of online study mode and method by using method A. How in as well as compared to method B. So it means there is a high test score in method A using online study mode as compared to B method. So in this way we can interpret our findings in two-way mode. So next we will save all results in one Excel file. So we will copy this command, then paste here, and then press enter. So R successfully created the Excel file for all results we just. So these are the results we just created from R. So we can open the file. So this is our data set, and you can see descriptive statistics, two-way ANOVA results as well, residual normality, p-value is less than 0.05, so our data is not known. Equality of variances, p-value is greater than 0.05, so it means there is no issue of variance. And the key method, bond pair only adjusted value is 0, so it means less than 0.05, so there is significant difference between the method to mean. And for Tukey mode method and interaction. So in this way we do the two-way ANOVA in R. So if you find my video helpful, please subscribe to my channel.